Okay, so for my University of the Cumberlands class, we are doing an action research plan. So I chose to do my action research on a close reading strategy called purposeful annotation. And I'm focusing on how this purposeful annotation affects student reading comprehension across the content areas. So not just in reading one, but in different content areas as well. Next slide. Okay, this is just the introduction. The researcher, which is me, will implement a series of lessons in which students on middle school level will use the close reading strategy in engaging in complex
Teachers,
texts.
we need Steve Taylor's run to report to the bus at this time.
So they'll be using different types of text. If you look at Common Core, complex and challenging text is written many times. So this action plan is aligned with the Common Core. Next slide. And the purpose of this is just to see what kind of close reading strategies work the best for reading comprehension. So if this one works well, we can use it more. If it doesn't work well, we can keep trying and find something different. Okay, next slide. Okay, the literature review. Close reading is described by Brown and Katz as the investigation of a short piece of text with multiple reading done over multiple instructional lessons. It's also described as reading with a pencil. Of course, we already said it was aligned with the Common Core standards, and it helps the teacher facilitate learnings, and the students are responsible for their own learning. It's student-centered, which helps it be more engaging. Okay, and then this here is written by Hinchman and Moore, and they're basically just telling you how to close read. And the steps are read and reread, annotate, which means to basically take notes. I call it marking the text. Summarize, be able to retell what you just read. Self-explain, and then of course determine the significance of what you notice. So in my class, I'm having students pick out figurative language and label that and anything else that they might catch. Okay, next slide. Okay, key aspects. It's really good for motivation and student engagement. Students enjoy it, especially because they get to work with their classmates. I tell them they're going to work with an elbow partner, so somebody close by. They have discussions about a short piece of text. They write about it, discuss it, and then we talk about it in a classroom discussion. And of course it helps them to build stamina. They're taking larger pieces of text, they're breaking it down into smaller pieces. Helps them to not feel overwhelmed. And of course it activates prior knowledge and connections. So the research questions, there's two actually that we're focusing on. One I've already discussed, which is the close reading strategy. And the second one focuses on our cultural shift survey, which is about this particular PLC. What did that survey say about our culture? Okay, justification. So why am I doing this? Well, of course, I need to know what are some good reading strategies that work with the students. As a reading teacher, I'm always trying to find new strategies that are going to work better. And what works for different content areas. I'm not just focusing on literature. I'm going to have to do a lot of nonfiction, informational reading. And how will close reading affect struggling readers? We talked earlier in our PLCs. We need to know what kind of interventions we can do to help novice readers. And what I'm hoping the data will reveal, I'm hoping that close reading is helpful to the students, especially when it comes to informational reading and literature, helping them break down the text into smaller parts. Alright, the participants. I decided to just focus on the 6th grade students because I have them more often. And there's 2 6th grade classes. The first one is 32 students and the second one is 24 students. And I want to put a particular focus on 602 because that is where our struggling readers are. According to MAP, just pause it.